Beloved classics like Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks were made long before modern digital chroma key technology. So how did Bert dance with penguins? Or Miss Price journey to the Isle of Nabumbu? Well, it all starts with this prism. This is the sodium vapor process. The magic of Disney starts with storytelling, and since the company's beginning, we've relied on innovation to bring our stories to life. From the multiplane camera to the virtual production technologies of today, each creation is another step in Disney's legacy of innovation. But what if we told you that the cutting-edge technology you see behind me has roots that trace back over 60 years on the backlot sound stages of the Walt Disney Studios, including right here on Stage 1.
The sodium vapor process is a technique for doing compositing. That's where you take a real image that you shot in camera and want to intersperse it with other imagery that you're adding later on.
Instead of capturing actors in front of a blue or green screen, this technique would shoot actors in front of a white background that was lit with yellow sodium vapor lights.
Coupled with a very special prism that went inside the camera, you were able to take the light coming into the lens and separate off all the rich colors that you were getting away from that very narrow spectrum that was behind the elements on that yellow lit wall.
The wavelength of this light was so narrow that it could be precisely separated onto 2 film strips using this beam splitter prism. It would simultaneously capture both a color image of the action in the foreground and a flat, high-contrast image of the background, which would then be replaced with the desired imagery for the movie. It was animator, inventor, and special effects technician Disney Legend Ub Iwerks that helped bring this technology to the Walt Disney Company in the 1950s. And Ub pioneered the production of 2 additional prisms. The original prism was used on Mary Poppins, which won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, and was filmed in part here on Stage 1 on the Burbank studio lot.
The technology of the sodium vapor process was really ahead of its time. Because of that narrow band, that narrow spectrum that it was able to detect and put onto the separate layer of film, you could really get nice, tight edges around your live-action performers. In addition, things that are actually pretty hard to capture in any other way, so things like fast motion, which might make some motion blur, things like translucent objects, soft edges, transparencies. Those are all things that are actually quite difficult to do even today with traditional blue screen and green screen techniques. And the sodium vapor process really handled a lot of those tough and difficult scenarios really well and with a lot of precision.
To this day, the prisms are stored safely within the Walt Disney Archives collection, and their legacy continues even in this very same spot.
The sodium vapor process of today is virtual production using ILM Stagecraft. This combination of hardware and software allows a director to walk on set with a camera, and it tracks exactly what the camera is looking at and then can be optically correct as to the perspective. So now if the actor is moving through the scene, if the lens is moving, that environment will adjust and it will move correctly as if they were physically in that space. When we think about ILM Stagecraft and how it allows an actor to be placed in the location that has been imagined, that enables them to bring a more emotionally grounded, compelling story and performance to the screen. It allows all of the other departments to see what the visual effects artists have created. Everyone can be part of the director's vision at the same time. Thinking about Disney's legacy, Bambi, Fantasia, Dumbo, it's been just at the forefront of entertainment since the 1940s. Both Disney and ILM have really moved the industry forward. Innovation has always been a part of Disney's legacy, which has allowed them to create more complex, realistic, and relatable worlds and bring those worlds to life.
See the legacy of Disney's innovation in action with Mary Poppins, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Marvel's The Avengers, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, all streaming on Disney+.